Hello and welcome to Gardening with Ben, the award-winning gardening podcast as voted for by the Grow Your Own magazine and by my followers and by my listeners. I hope that you have all clicked that subscribe button. If you're new to the podcast channel, please do click the subscribe button and then you get notified of all the new podcasts that get launched. And if you're not following me on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube and TikTok, make sure you look for Gardening with Ben and follow me on all my social medias. So sit back, relax, grab a brew and let's enjoy today's gardening podcast with Ben. Hello and welcome back to Gardening with Ben for a brand new episode of Gardening with Ben's podcast. And yeah, I didn't think I'd be filming a podcast today, but it is absolutely chucking it down here in Sheffield today where I am, so it won't be a day at the allotment. Obviously I could do stuff inside my polytunnel, but I thought why not, let's have a day off. It can wait for another day, stuff in the polytunnel. It's more work outside that I need to actually get done than stuff actually inside my polytunnel. I won't be using my polytunnel until June, July time, so we've got plenty of time to sort that out and get that ready for the year ahead. So yeah, I'm not at the allotment, as obviously you can tell, and we've been very busy, very busy down at the allotment yesterday. I've recorded 2 new YouTube videos, so if you're not following me on YouTube, go and have a look on YouTube for Gardening with Ben, and there's 2 new episodes on there for you to listen to. Thank you for all those who have recently subscribed to it, and the views have gone up, so that's amazing. I'm really hoping to crack the YouTube this year and get that up and running. That's my New Year's resolution, so make sure you stay tuned to the YouTube channel this year for lots and lots of videos popping up on there, and I'll be hopefully doing regular tours of my allotment for you to be able to see what's going off down there, as obviously I can do them on Facebook but the videos get lost and they don't always get seen, so if they're on YouTube at least they're there and easy enough to find and watch at your own leisure. So yeah, thank you for everybody that's been watching them. So what have we been up to at the allotment yesterday? Well, I'm starting to sort out all around my main fruit area, and this fruit area has been in for quite a long time now, lots of years, and it's pretty easy maintenance free, as we've got black membrane down everywhere, we've got paths all around it and stuff like that. But during the winter period it just seems to get inundated with brambles. Brambles grow everywhere throughout the winter period for some bizarre reason in this area, and because it's black membrane I can't dig them out unfortunately, and they're obviously close to my rhubarb plants and stuff like that, so we just have to keep cutting them back every single year. And obviously working with brambles, you know what you're going to end up with, loads of thorns in your hands, so you have to make sure you've got really thick gardening gloves when handling brambles. And thankfully, touch wood, I didn't come home with any thorns inside me, which is always a pain when you've got a thorn inside you and you can't get it out. And yeah, we're hoping to get all that area cleared first. That's usually the area that I start with when I'm starting my yearly clear up. I've cleared around where my plum tree is and stuff like that. We've got all the bulbs in. The squirrels have been going at a few of them, but hopefully we'll still get a fantastic display, but we'll have to see, and hopefully, fingers crossed, they will all grow really well. And yeah, we've been clearing all the brambles from around where my rhubarb is and around where my cooking apples are, and I just need to finish off pruning my fruit trees, because in winter time that is the best time to prune your apples and your pear trees. Do not prune plum trees or apricots or cherries in winter. They're meant to be done like at the summertime when the fruiting is ending. So we're hoping to finish off pruning my pear trees and apple trees. That was the plan for today, but obviously that's been put on hold due to all the rain and how horrible it is outside, and I didn't want to get absolutely soaking wet. There's no point. There's no point going down and getting absolutely soaking wet. You'll only make yourself poorly or sick, and yeah, it's not worth it whatsoever in the long run. So you might as well just wait for a nicer day and spend longer down at the plot doing them jobs. So we've got most of the brambles out, and obviously you can't really compost brambles because they take that long to rot down. They'll just go into this hard stem and be really sharp and prickly, so they don't really compost, so we have to find somewhere to discard them. Thankfully there's an area at the top of my plot that's just like woodland, so I can just chuck them in there and let them decompose at their own time. So we've got all that to do, and obviously I'm hoping to get in the rest of my sweet peas this week. We need to get them germinated and get them sown, because now is the perfect time to be sowing sweet peas if you've not already sown them. And obviously a lot of you know my trick on germinating sweet peas. I get a Tupperware box, I put a piece of kitchen roll in the bottom, I dampen it with a sprayer, and then I just lay all the sweet peas on the kitchen roll, spray the sweet peas, and close the Tupperware box. And then every day I just give the sweet peas a little spray of water to stop them from going mouldy, and within about 5 days, 5-6 days, all the sweet peas will be germinated, and I usually get at least 99% of the sweet peas will germinate. It's a really good, successful way of germinating your sweet peas. Obviously, if you start them in soil first, you won't know if they've grown or if they've not, if they've all germinated or if they've not. Whereas if you start them in the Tupperware box, you can just plant the ones that split and germinate, and then you'll get a fantastic crop of sweet peas. And yeah, I don't usually let them grow too big once in the Tupperware box. As soon as you start seeing them sprout, then I'll get a pair of tweezers and I'll just pop them into a plant pot of soil, cover them over, and then within a couple of weeks they'll all be popping through. And with where I'm growing them in my polytunnel at the moment. It's cool, it's not hot, so they're not growing fast, because we don't really want them to grow fast at the moment because you can't be planting them outside. You just need them to be strong enough, and because they're grown outside in the polytunnel, it's kind of cool, so it'll toughen them up. They can cope in the polytunnel with no heating perfectly, and they'll grow stronger and tougher, and hopefully you will get some fantastic displays come summertime. Obviously we won't be planting them out possibly until March, April time, when the weather does get a lot better. But yeah, if you're growing them indoors, obviously they don't get enough light sometimes, and they grow long and straggly, so they're best off in a greenhouse or polytunnel until it's time to plant them outside. So we've been busy with doing that at the moment, and it's a case of just doing these little jobs. And I have planted quite a few seeds already. You don't have to follow me for planting seeds. I am early. I just wanted to get some started and get some germinated and get some growing, and hopefully then I can share with you what's happening and how well they're doing and stuff like that. A lot of people do plant the seeds too early and they end up chucking them because they're too long and scraggly if they've grown them indoors and stuff like that, and they end up just growing them all again. So most of my seeds I won't be starting till March, April time in my unheated greenhouse. So that is what I tend to do when I grow my seeds. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this year. It's going to be a good year, and I've been looking into seeing if I can get hold of some strawberries that taste of pineapple. They're the white ones. So I'm hoping to get growing some of those this year and seeing what they actually taste like, seeing whether they do actually taste of pineapple. I've never tried them before, so if anybody's got these white strawberries and the taste of pineapple, let me know. Let me know if you've managed to grow them successfully and how well they've got on. Last year I purchased loads of ever fruiting strawberries, so I'm hoping for a crop of strawberries all through the summer this year. They were what I bought at a very cheap price from B&Q when they were chucking out all the plants at the end of the year. They should have been like £5 and I bought them for 50p each, and I bought like 24 plants. So I just shoved them all in the soil at the end of the year, not in a place that I want them, so they'll all be moving eventually. But yeah, I just shoved them all in the soil to hopefully get them, keep them alive throughout the winter time, because obviously if you put them in a greenhouse or polytunnel, you would have to keep them watered. So I just shoved them outside in the soil to keep them alive until this year. And looking at them the other day, yes, they do still look alive. Strawberry plants survive throughout the cold and the winter periods outside perfectly fine, so you don't have to fetch them in during the winter period. They can cope throughout the winter. Usually around springtime I'll trim them back, cut back any leaves, especially ones that have got black dots on them and stuff like that, what got a few little diseases on them, and then they can start fresh for the year ahead. And every year I get a fantastic crop. But I've got a big job working on my strawberry patch area this year. I took so many cuttings off all the strawberries this year, phenomenal amount, and hopefully I just shoved them all down the sides of my path just to get them in the ground, keep them alive. But they've all taken, they're all looking good and healthy. So my job is hopefully this month, or possibly beginning of next month, dig them all up, and I'm going to be putting them all in my strawberry patch area, planting them through my black membrane, because I grow all my strawberries through my black membrane. It keeps the soil damp, it keeps them moist and wet, and it gets a good crop from them. And every year I get a fantastic crop of strawberries. If you saw the photos that I had last year of my strawberries, I did absolutely amazing, and it was fantastic. So yeah, it's been a very busy time, and it's going to be an even busier time coming up. We've got so much to get done, so much that is unbelievable. I'm just waiting for spring to see all these spring bulbs popping out through my plot. It's going to be absolutely amazing, and I just can't wait to see the picture, what it's going to look like. There'll be so many photos of my tulips and daffodils this year and hyacinths, so be ready for that when they all start coming through. But if you're not following me on Facebook and Instagram, give me a follow, Gardening with Ben. I do share pictures and videos quite a bit on Facebook and Instagram, so make sure you do give me a follow. And yeah, if you enjoy these podcasts, send me a message and let me know that you're listening to them, because I don't know who listens to these podcasts. So just send me a message either via Facebook or via Instagram, and I will reply to you. So thanks for listening. Until next time, remember, keep smiling, keep gardening, and keep listening to Gardening with Ben's podcasts. Thank you for listening to today's Gardening with Ben's podcast. I hope that you've enjoyed it. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do click that subscribe button, and feel free to share it as well on your Instagram stories. All you have to do if you're listening on Spotify is click the share button, and you can share it straight to your Instagram story for all your followers to listen to, and help build my listeners up as well and get more people listening to it. Feel free to check out all my social medias: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube and TikTok. Yes, I'm on TikTok. Go check it out. Check out my dancing. Gardening with Ben. And check out the link as well in the description of this podcast, where you can check out my gardening t-shirt shop, where I sell funny t-shirts with all different funny logos and designs on. And feel free to support me by purchasing one, and all the money obviously goes back into my allotment, where I can share more gardening tips with you all. So until next time, remember, keep smiling, keep gardening, and keep listening to Gardening with Ben's podcasts.